30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
Off the limb. It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Columbia, this is Houston, AOS, over.
Houston, Columbia on the high gate, over.
Roger, the EVA is progressing beautifully. They're setting up the flag now. I guess you're about the only person around that doesn't have TV coverage of the scene.
That's all right, I don't mind a bit.
They've got the flag up now. You can see the stars and stripes on the limousine.
Are you getting a TV picture now, Houston?
Neil, yes, we are getting a TV picture. You're in our field of view now.
What's up, everybody? All right, it's a little bit of a late start. This has been a busy 24 hours. Tornado came ripping through my neighborhood. No joke. Fucking around either. All right, 21 and over, always. Trying to keep the swearing down. Marty's encouraged me to start using more proper grammar, not such the potty mouth. Right? You laughing over there? You laughing over there, Ed McMahon?
Oh, fuck you.
But no joke. Seriously, I had a tornado come through my neighborhood, and yeah, I got some damage in my house. But anyways, so I got to deal with that. So, but I promised I'd still go live, and I promised I'd finish this up. And then what we're talking about is RiteWing RiteSpec V3. This is the final bits and pieces, if you will, for this build. It's not a long series. It's not a hard build. Cool? I know it says 2 p.m., but if you know me, it's kind of like a 2 p.m.-ish. There's an ish at the end of that. So give me just another minute. I'm going to kick the timer on. We'll go ahead and once the timer starts going down, you know that there is no turning back. That I will be there when it hits 0. So hopefully this little 5-minute segment, I'm just going to go ahead and kick it on now. Otherwise I'll never get going. All right. So see you in 5. Cool? All right.
think you could tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a dream field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to train your hero? Hot eyes, trees, hot air from a cool breeze, cold colors change. Did you exchange? Walk on part in the wall, or a lead role in a cage?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another crazy day in 2020. WTF. God, I'm not kidding, kids. Man, this year just needs to go the F by. Get that hell out of Dodge. Now, go. I tell you what. Well, anyways. Yeah, tornado went through my neighborhood. There's no joke. I posted some pictures of some people. They've got some, they've seen it. It's jacked up. So, tree went down. 2 trees went down, right, Marty? 2? 2 went down. And your mic is hot. So you can talk to it if you want. Half a big tree fell down on my yard. It could have gone shit south, but it didn't. We got really, really, really lucky. My wife, actually, I was doing that interview I talked about on the RC Scrap Pile. Be sure to watch that on Monday. That's when they'll post the interview they did with me last night with Casey and damn it. Can't remember the other guy's name. But anyways, because lots on my mind. But anyways, while I was doing that, that's when it broke through. The tornado came through. My wife, when I eventually talked to her after the interview, cracked the door. She could see in our cul-de-sac the swirl of all the branches and the leaves, and she like cracked open a little bit and then slammed it shut. She said it was rattling the windows. And kids said it sounded like softballs were being chucked against the wall of, outside of the house. It was crazy. So there you go. So hunted myself down a chainsaw. Passed me. Made sure to get one of these chainsaws, and I was here at the shop the whole time. So I got to go back and cut this thing up. But my neighbors didn't make it so well. Some of them have trees on the roofs, all kinds of damaged chimneys, and like one got crushed into the house. So they got a lot of damage. Cars, it's all over the place. I mean, we've seen them here in Carolina. We get them every year. But again, it's wall-to-wall trees, so you can't like see the tornado. Like there's one even like a couple miles away. It's got to cross the road. You can see the ominous cloud layer, but you don't really get to see them. Like when out in Colorado, you used to be able to see them at a distance, long ways away. You'd be like, yep, there's one. But no, you don't get that here. So they just kind of pop up, bam, out of nowhere. And that's what happened. And, that's like 1 in a million shot. We're right by RDU, so we're right by a major airport. So Marty was like, I wonder what they did trying to land through that. I don't think they landed. There's no way. So been dealing with that. But I did promise that I would show you where I am on this. This is the final bits and pieces of the RiteSpec, or the RiteWing RiteSpec V3, which sits number 2 on my list of all-time favorite frames. You can hear it. Hear that noise? That solid thumping noise. The thing is built like a tank. I also practice form buttons for the show, so give me time to do that. Yeah, this is nice. Here, it's good stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yes. So we're gonna play one of these songs right here. Yeah. Kids, you want to fly yourself? A fantastic frame. Look no further. This right here is what you want to be flying. Look at all that. Yeah. Look at that laminate. Sexiness right there. That is me. Wow. Or like Rue would say, oh my Lanta. Hell yeah. Anyways, it's a good frame. Built solid. I took my time with this one. I didn't screw around. I didn't like try to rush it. I've done these rushed, and I didn't need to on this one. I want to take my time. You can really build this in a day. You really could. Just wait for a couple hours between gluing process, right? And you can just go right through the whole thing. It won't take that long. Electronics takes another 45 minutes maybe, if that, to get everything wired in. Yeah, it's probably take an hour. Let's be realistic. But I'm just showing you how to build the frame together. Electronics, self-explanatory. You can do whatever you want with this. You can bore out channels for your servo leads right here with a hot, soldering gun and make an attachment and just, make one that does for boring holes in your phone. Or you do lazy-ass Shelby way, and you just stick them in here, cut a little slit, and then bam, you're done. Put a little clear packing tape over the top if you need to, if you really want to get that way, but it's fine. Motor right here. We're going to do the motor mount. I'll show you that. I'm going to talk about that here in just a sec. Motors, spec motors. But you can feed the wires either over the top right here and get them down in. But if you really want to be sure you have no drag on it whatsoever, you can melt a hole once again. I use a screwdriver and melt it and get in there, and I feed the motor wires through. And that way everything's all nice. I don't have anything up here. I also buried my antennas, so I don't have any 5/8 sticking up. I literally lay it down. Bam, sideways up. I'll cut out, and then I'll feed through just underneath the spars my antenna lead and attach it to my VTX, and I always have it right here. Boom, and then it's covered. I'll laminate it again, whatever. Done this so many times. I don't cut into all that. You could cut all this out. I could have cut it all out and then lammed it. Like if I know I'm going to cut in my foam every single time, I probably could have done that. But whatever. This isn't gonna race. But it's gonna fly great, man. It's so solid. Like it's all done now. It is not moving anywhere on these wingtips. Promise you, kids. Nothing. I made sure everything's true. I made sure I kept checking everything. You can see it right there. Everything's really nice and true. Trailing edge. The leading edges are nice. You see that one right here. That one looks all nice. Same with this one. Nice and true. Right? You can kind of see that. And perfect. It's just going to translate into, I know Might have a little bit of a turn, maybe, to this way, to the left. Yeah, to the left. But all in all, I don't think it will. Just maybe. The mind's playing tricks on me. I don't think so. Nope. Straight. Gotta love it. Very happy with this. The laminate is really nice. So some people kind of poo-poo on it. They may not like it. I like it. It makes for a very good lamination process. It makes it easy. It does not take near as long as the stuff's a little more flimsy, even through 3 mil or any different manufacturer. It seems to go on nice and glass-like. So I don't know if the camera's really going to translate that for you, but you can see that there is no wrinkles in there, kids. None. 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 Look at all that. It's just perfect. It means the air is going to flow over this so nice and sexy, like it's going to translate to wonderful flight. I cannot wait. But I got other things I got to do, so I'm going to keep doing and hammering through this video. Might not go over everything that I wanted to, but I think you can understand why. But I want to make sure I at least get the video out. So there you go, laminate. We'll get to the Elevons in a minute. Marge stepping out. I'm going to show you the motor mount. So here we go. Get the kit. You're going to get these metal motor mounts, right? And you will get these plastic ones. Now, I've ran both plastic, and I've ran what I truly like to run, which is the metal motor mounts to this. So I've done both. If you're going to do this method right here, please, God, make sure you're doing the following of inserting this motor mount. This motor mount has to get put in here absolutely perfect. No screwing around. Okay? You want to literally measure the thickness from here to here, from top to bottom, at this point right here, which is right at the tip, the back. You want to then measure again inside the apex right here. Let me see if I can show you. Right where my finger's pointed, right there. You want to measure from top to bottom and find the exact middle. Repeat the process on the other side. Cool? I think you know where I'm going. Then to make sure everything's all honky-dory, do one in the middle right here. Measure from top to bottom. Mark it. Line everything. It's a little pain in the ass. You got to find something that's truly a straight edge that can fit into here and all these little small spots. But all that little work is going to pay off. If you're going to motor mount, this motor mount, and this, the actual mount. If you're going to use this system right here, you need to make sure this is perfect. What I'm leading to is if you use the metal motor mount, you can get it in there and say you screw it up a little bit, at least you know your thrust angle can be adjusted. When you do it with this, you really can't. I mean, you got to go on, you could, but you got to go in there and you got to shim it. You got to go and take it off. You got to put little washers in here and you got to change all that. Who the hell wants to do all that? I know I don't want to do that. Okay, what I like to do is just bend it back and just be done with it. Just like, and then like look at it because I know where it's supposed to be. And then, boom, done, off. Off I go. But I'm going to risk it this time. Doesn't really matter. I have backups. So I'm going to take this motor mount off. I'm going to try and see if this is going to work, meaning doing the method I showed you. I know it will, but I'm going to stay on this frame. Hopefully, you know, maybe I did it spot on and it will fly with the plastic motor mount. And I don't have to shim it. So I've already dry fitted this. This looks all good. I'll show you again. I'm pushing it all the way in. Yeah, I guess I am. Good dry fit run here. Cool. That's what I want what you want it to look like. It's canted right there. Make sure it looks good. Get it all lined up. Dry fit everything. Get it all lined up first before he starts gluing. Make sure it looks perfect. So I got ways to make sure it's perfect. I'm looking at the circles down at the bottom and how I'm cutting one off. Make sure the other one's cut off the same distance, right? Equal amount. I'll use that as a reference. I'm talking about these bottom holes right here for the motor mount. Okay. Make sure it's flush back here, and just keep eyeballing it. Make sure it looks the way you want it. And this is the way I want it. And then I went in there and I took the motor mount, slide it on here, and there are, you know, I know about where I want to have my motor. Usually the same every time. Okay, I run the same frame, so I know I'm running the same motor. It's about there. Oh wait, I do it this way. I flip it. I want the motor out there a little bit. Okay, the motor's going to stick out a little bit. Okay, and then the prop's going to stick out a little bit farther. And I want that because I want all this air to come over here and try to reattach itself before it hits my prop. because when it falls off this angle right here, which we do a mod for these, I'm not going to do it right now. We'll do that for another day. To get the air, you don't want it to fall off right here like this right angle. It rolls the air and makes it dirty. So then when it hits the prop's getting dirty air, not clean air. So you want to have it as tapered as possible. I mean, I can just tell you right now, you can take a heating iron and just go and melt this all the way down. And same, both top and bottom. Just melt it down until it meets the motor mount, flattens everything out. That air gets over there, man. It grabs that prop that much cleaner, and it's awesome. And you stick the motor mount, extend it out on the motor shaft using spacers. I use prop. You get them in kits with APC props. Just take those spacers and keep putting more and more on that shaft until you have like about that much, half an inch. Then stick your prop on. Then stick your locking nut down. And now that it's just out that much farther, grabbing air. You don't want it to be way out there. I mean, because you're going to start having a problem with bending the shaft and all that nonsense. So got to be careful about that. But anyways, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this in. Get it back out. I'm just going to put some hot glue on it to get it started. All right, yeah, she's in there nice. Bam, done. You can see that? See you, see me. Anyways, so what I did, probably didn't catch that. I meant to mention. So I put a little bead of hot glue on the top before I put it in, so that when I start sliding it in, it just kind of rubs across the motor mount and it pulls it all in. Okay. Otherwise, if you put it all on the motor mount, glue, whatever glue you're doing, and you start mushing it in there. Okay, and we're talking about hot glue, actually. I may refer to hot glue. It's going to just squirt out everywhere, out all the seams, and you're going to have just a giant-ass mess. You don't want that. Now, and you don't want to take the tip of that, okay, glue gun and, like, jam it in these cuts that you've made, because it's just going to melt the foam. So what I figured out over time is put them right here, 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 and here, and a bead right here, okay? You can try to put it on the sides. It will grab, okay? A little bead on each side. And then insert it. And I also put one little U shape along it, okay, on the bottom right here. Right here with the hot glue on the metal motor mount, right? Slid it in, grabs it all, nice and clean. There's not glue everywhere, right? It's all embedded. So now what you're going to do is you'll take your E6000 and you will proceed to glue all the way around the edges. I'll do one side, but yeah, I got it. Oh, wait, I might be out of E6000. That's right. Shit. I might be out. I used a lot. Even though I've gone through a whole tube of E6000 on this build, all of it didn't get on. It did not stay on this frame. Part of it was scraping and pulling, and so I pulled probably 3/4 of it off. See if I have enough for just this motor mount. It'd be nice. I'm cheap like that. Got a little extra on there. Let me get it off right here. All right, same thing as before, like when I told you on these spars, like in mini track, you put a bead and then you scrape, okay? You let it sit for a while, and then you scrape the excess. On these, you don't want to do that. If you put the spars in right, put it down, put a bead, let it sit, and it will eventually just form. Same thing here. Just put the bead down, no reason to try to go in there and smooth it all out. Just let it sit. It'll spread out, and it'll form a nice, good seal between the motor mount and the airframe. Oh, by the way, make sure, I meant to mention this. Yeah, there's another little tip. When you're cutting right here, so when you're doing the lamination process, remember how I did that? And I just cut right here and flapped it right here. Flapped it up, and then did this side, and I flapped it down, right? I didn't do any lamination on this side. I want to glue that in. I want this foam. I want this glue to touch foam. Get it all in there. Get it all nice and pretty. Okay. Let's see. So while that's drying or whatever, right up here, you can cut these out. You can start prepping everything if you want for electronics. Of course, you're going to cut these bays, this cover out right here. This is the only other cover you're going to add, so I'll show you that real quick. Hold on. Oh, and also, I wanted to do this motor right here that was sent to me. It's KO motor. These are really cool motors. Now, it's a spec on there. Don't get all happy and whatever. It's not spec. We don't have anything like that yet as far as from them. So, anyways, I'm trying to get this to work, but the problem I'm running into is if it will fit on my motor mount. It's a little awkward. I'm going to have to figure something out. I do want to run this because I told him I would test it and just let him know, hey, that's what it does. But by no shape means anything. This is not a FWA, FPVWRA approved motor for spec class. So I'm going to run it. Okay, eventually. So, but first we'll go on this. Absolutely, first thing will be a Cobra motor, Shelby Cobra motor. Sitting in the back waiting. Servos. What do I do on servos? Spectrum has ones that I run. They're literally called wing servos. They're thinner. And I have them in a couple frames in the back. I'm just going to gut them out with some other spec wings, put them in here, and they're ultra reliable. Very responsive. They do great. So, what else was I going to tell you? Wing tips. We will do that here in a little bit. Elevons. I'm going to show you how I do the Elevons. It's very simple. What else? There was something else I was going to tell you. I'm losing. It's so much on my plate today. I was gluing. I was doing this. And I got sidetracked with the motors. And sidetracked with something else. Blah, 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 blah. There was something else I was going to tell you, and I just can't quite remember. Oh, the bay cover. So, that's right. It's like, why did I have a razor blade? No. So you're just going to cut out this, the one for the battery bay and one for all your electronics. Whoa! That could have gone disastrous. How that happened? Okay, so on the Chris has these RiteWing out when they cut these. Check 1 2. Damn thing pulled everything and changed my audio levels. All right. there's, like on the bottom, remember I showed you before, there's a pre-cut slit, if you will, lines for you to cut out where you need to cut out for these bay covers. Same thing on the top here. Same thing applies. Cut it a little deep because you're going to be putting the cover on there, right? And the cover is that corrugated board. And I'll have to grab it. Same thickness as the bottom portion of this one right here. So which is like I don't know, what do you want to call it? That's a quarter of an inch. Something to that effect, maybe less. And there you go. You want to make sure you're getting at least that deep. Okay, you can get a little deeper. That's fine. You don't have to get stressed out about it. But when we get ready to do this other cut, that's where you want to be stressed out. So now I got the all the laminate off because I've already cut all the way around where I need to. It's in here, and I'm trying to show you on this because I've never really done this, but here's your razor blade. Holy shit, if I try and succeed, I'll be freaking genius. About like right there. So if you see where my razor blade is, you see how minimal that is. And that's about right. A little bit. That's about right. Very small. But that is the amount in which you want to go all the way around the entire bay. Okay? All the way around, that height. Okay? Push it all the way into where that slit was that you cut into, right? And then pull all out in one piece, maybe two. Okay? Just gonna make sure you go all the way around. This is where you don't want to go way down. Okay? You want to keep it right up there because you want this bay cover to sit flush with the airframe as best you can. Does that make sense? So if you cut really deep, the next thing you know, you're going to have your bay cover is going to flop down, and now you're going to have this disrupted air, and you don't want that. Remember, sharp razor blades. Got myself all damn nervous now. And my chair's moving down. Yay. Can't tell you how excited I am about this. Here we go. The turn. The next turn. Turn. One more turn. Come on. All right. Start from the back. Don't rush it. If it's not popping up, you need to fix it. It might have went down at an angle. Sketchy. See the cut. Oh, it's attached to the damn glue. This one might be interesting. 2 more pieces than 2, but usually it does. That's stinky. Either way, it's coming off. It's coming off nice. Yeah, little spots. Here and there. All right, good. There you go. Press this down. There you go. So next thing I need to do is just test, make sure, you know, see how it dry fits in here. Right? Let me go grab that real quick. I had forgotten that I actually left everything over there, so that was good to go. All right. Okay. This has a scoop on it, so you want to be mindful of that. Let's dry fit it, see how it fits in here. Poke it all in there, get it all nice. Boom. Nice. Look at that. See how it's, well, let me try this way. Right there. So now you see how it's flush. It's popping up just a little bit just because I got to put the glue in and get it down, and then it'll sit. It'll conform. It's all nice. Money. Push down right here. I always use a piece of tape. So, yep. I use that fiber tape. Sometimes when I'm racing, I'll use the clear packing tape and secure my bay cover down, okay, when I'm racing. Now, I also will do it right here across my battery. Gets rid of any, just makes the air flow that much better over the frame. It's a nice piece of tape over my battery. So there's no voids and anything like opened up during flight. I don't want that. Oh my God, I'm so sick of that fucking chair. All right, motor mount. Looks like it's drying up all nice and neat. So yeah, this is all sweet. So kind of the same principles that we did on the mini track we'll do on this one as well. Now, you can add a spar in here. Make it go all the way across, flute, and I'll show you how to flute this. But you could also add a spar right in the leading hole right here. Feed it through, extend it out like, you know, about a ½ inch or so on each side. So however long that is for a spar. And then anchor it in there and use that as your means to make sure that this never pops off. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to glue it. I'm going to kick this damn chair down the road in a minute. Holy shit box, man. Where's my razor blade? I'm running out of razor blades. I'm literally at the end. So, well, not quite. Gotta do the Elevons. I just remembered about that. A scoop. You're gonna cut your scoop. There's your pre-cut right there. You're gonna cut across from where it ended to the other side where it ended. Now I have a scoop. You want this. You want this. Okay? We'll glue it. Okay? See it there? There you go. There's an angle. Thumb's pushing it up. Take the glue. Stick it in that slot. You can bend it back farther so you can see where I'm talking about. Let's see if I can get a better angle. God, I am not a weather person. See? I pulled it down all the way up through the top. Pushed it down. I'm going to put glue right in there. Alright. Push it back. God damn it. Push it back. You want it to scoop. You don't want it to be a damn billboard, right? Just like 45-degree angle, something like that. And then you can prop it up if you know it's not going to move and let it sit and cure for a minute, and that's fine. You can do that. Oh, chair. I swear to God, chair. You and me. All right, I'll leave it right there. Let me grab the Elevons real quick. Sorry, I'm over here cussing and swearing. Stupid shit. Oh my God. Ugh. New chairs. I'm just saying. I just can't take it anymore. Live with it long enough. I'm not going to do this shit no more. All right, anyways. I know. It's a shit show, right? I should play the damn song. I'm just going to play it just to get myself in the mood for tomorrow, too, right? Because it really is feeling like one of these fucking days with this goddamn chair. Screw you, chair. Screw you, tornadoes. Holy hell. Oh, we'll break it up here a little bit. All right, so get back in the playing. That also helps me get me back centered and focused again. Elevons. So check it out. There's a real simple concept to these. This is not complicated. Don't make it complicated. Just don't. All right, this is my Atlantic City. One of my Atlantic City racing frames. This is was at one point in pristine condition. Like, it was phenomenal. Now it is a flying ball of tape. It weighs a lot because of the tape and the glue and everything else. So this is what I mean when I fly the crap out of them. I'll fly them till I just can't fly them no more. Like, I didn't want to put any more time into this frame because I've flown it so much. It's got a twist in it. See that flexy crap? You know what I mean? You can hear it crinkling. You can hear it, all that nonsense. I mean, we went to the extent of boring these out. I mean, it flew great. It's just a crappy event. Shitty, horrible event. Nonetheless, Cobra motors. And these are still the original. You can probably hear it. Bearings are wonderful. It's flying great. Take this off and put on the newness right over here. Oh, I mean, you're just feeling it, like holding it right now in person. It's like, wow. It's so different. This thing weighs a ton because of all the repairs. I mean, it's nonsense. But back to the Elevon. So check it out. The main thing is on wings, the main thing that controls it as far as when you're turning and banking and everything is out here on the edge. This will not really, not that much. Okay? It's out here where all the action happens, towards the wingtip. So that's where you want the most control surface area. So when you're making your Elevons, just do thirds. Okay? This third is what you need to have maximum, as much as possible, the entire Elevon, okay? So if you want to taper it right here, you can go ahead and taper it if you want. I mean, if you're gonna run this in an actual event, it does need to comply if you're using a RiteSpec, the Elevons and everything. You got to make sure it's done right, okay? But for your regular racing and whatever else, freestyling, just thirds. So this third needs to have the most meat, and then taper it down as you go in. So you can measure this all out and then, break it in half. So measure it in thirds, make your lines just so you can kind of know what you're doing. And then these 2/3 from here down, so these 2/3 of the Elevons is where you're going to taper it in. So measure that out, mark the middle, and then just make your cut however you want, okay? The main thing to be paying attention to when you are making your Elevons for this frame, where you're going to put your servos, how you're going to embed your servos. If you see it right here, Rotor Ranch and everything, they make my frames. They build them. It's my team. He opted to embed them, so they're sitting on the bottom and they get fed through. It's a different way of doing it. Lowers the amount of drag. There's not as much material up here yanking on my air, the air that's coming over my airframe. Okay, makes sense. The smoother the better. Smoother means faster. Uh-oh. I got an incoming call from Rotor Ranch, probably going to dog on me. Hold on. I'm all over this. What am I doing? Hey, brother. What are you doing, man? Hold on. Tuning in. Rotor, can you hear me, man? Check, 1, 2. Hey, can you hear me? I'm trying to hit him.
You there?
Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
So how bad was the house?
I'm live, brother. Here, I'll call him back so we don't get too sidetracked. Let me see if I can get him on Skype. Because he built this. Might be able to help us with a little bit of info on how he did his servos, which is really cool. It does help. All of it helps. Let's see if I can find him real quick. Grab him right here. Give him a hoot and a holler. Try this. That might work because I got this all set up to run on Skype normally. He's calling me on a different platform right now. We'll let it submarine Rotor and see if he gets him in here. Back to what I was saying. However you embed your servos, right here. You got to make sure you have enough meat down here with the Elevon. So you have to make sure you have enough material. There you go. It's usually okay. It's not working. It's okay. You got to make sure you have enough material right here to put the linkages on and everything. Okay. So be mindful of that when you're making your cut. So in other words, what I'm getting at is there's no exact science to doing this. There are a rule of thumbs to go along with, when that is thirds, rule of thumb, because all the controls out here, okay? How you do the rest is up to you. You do have to round these, okay? Now, that's one thing I'm going to skip today because I've already done that in a previous build video on the Mini Drac series. You can go back and actually see how I do that. And unfortunately, because of the tornado and everything that's going on, I got to go start getting back to home. Remember, tops together, bottoms are facing out, right? Making sure you know what those are on these Elevons, because there is a distinct right triangle going on here, okay? And you want the right triangles together, and then you want to round them. Get around them. You don't want a rough edge underneath, okay? It's the bottom part of the airfoil right here. It's where these Elevons sit. You want to look. What you're trying to fix is the rounding part there. So right edge is like this. Right edge goes up top. This is what I mean right here. See how right now, when I have it pressed, the Elevon pressed up to the airframe, how that abrupt angle, okay, that sharp edge right there, coming on the, right here, on the Elevon. You want to round that down. You want to smooth that out. Here's the kicker. Don't make them thin. If you make them thin, the Elevon's thinner than what was intended in the airframe. You just can see the line, right? Can you see how the airfoil goes? See that line? You don't want to thin it out so much, this Elevon, because then you're going to screw it all up. Because now you have too thin, and so when the air flows off, okay, it's going to drop down and reattach to the wherever the Elevon is located, right? So if it's thinner, the air has to travel down more, and it starts translating into shitty flying. You start getting waggle and all this other nonsense going on, okay? So you just need to round them. You can round and then maybe go a little bit and maybe smooth it down a little bit more, okay, going down this way, right? Some people do that, but I'm just cautioning you, okay? Not so much. Just round it nice and smooth, okay? Cut it to how you want, okay? So there you go. It's really not rocket science. And as far as Elevons go, just like the Mini Drac, what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to laminate these. These will not get painted. There's not getting like plastic like the Mini Drac. It's just going to be just like this. Just going to put the maybe a little bit of glue on there, just a spritz. Just make sure it all sticks, maybe. But other than that, nothing. And bam, stick them on there. It actually looks really cool with just a naked spec wing with, you know, no painting. At least for RiteWings. They look really nice. And that's it for Elevons. Cool. Make sure you laminate them, just like I just showed you before in the other videos. That's it. Z-hinge. You can definitely do a Z-hinge method. So the Z-hinge, and that's why I'm not going to go over it again because I've already done another video and just keep referring you guys back to the other one. I Z-hinge because I get a much better and flush hinge right here. Any other method that I've tried, it doesn't do that. You can do one solid piece of tape here all the way across, and you can try to sell me the river on that one, and you flip it over and do the same thing, an inch, right here of tape, and then there's your hinge. You could, and get lucky, and maybe it all lines up perfect. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't do that, and that's why the Z-hinge method works. You're just chopping up that concept and making sure you're working your way down. The Elevon with the airframe and making everything flush. You can keep adjusting it as you go as well, which makes it really nice, and it does translate into a much better flying aircraft. And then the last will be, what do I smell an abundance of E6000? Oh, still on the motor mount. Would be the Elevons. I do that at the very end. It's just whatever. I just don't want to be messing with it when I'm flipping this all around, and it's, it won't lay flat on the table in which I'm working. Then they start kicking up, and you don't want to start doing it. You start bending them. So I do that at the end. Let's see. We put the E6000 on a little while ago. Bead is settled in nice and easy, and looks pretty to me. There's my about 45-degree angle scoop. So you can see it right here. Yep, see it right there. It's about as much as I'm going to put in it. Little side note here. On the bottom right here, I put a hole nice and wide, about, let's see where it is right here, about that. Okay. About that wide. I'm trying to get my hand to do it. About that wide. Okay. From here to here. On the bottom, towards the rear of this bottom plate or corrugated board. Cut a hole about a ½ inch thick. That width, put it in there. Remember, rule of thumb, the entrance, the exit port has to be twice the size as the intake. So this intake size, okay, back here, the exhaust needs to be twice as big to allow vacuum to happen. In other words, to let it pull through, pull the air out, and in essence, cool off your ESC, cool off your VTX, because everything's in here. It's going to get hot in there. So do it that way, you're golden. Your components will be fine, and you'll be able to run your machine just that much faster because you can tax the ESC just that much more, right? It's the idea when you're racing. But either way, that's pretty much it. There's not much more to do. This is a one-day build. If you really know what you're doing, you can get it all done pretty quick. Sorry, that's me mushing the mic. And the nose piece. Very straightforward on these. Just lay your motor mount, your nose piece up here. Line it up. They usually go spar to spar, almost. Most of the ones I use. And just cut. Stick it in there with some glue and hot glue. And then tack it down with some E6000. You're done. That's it. It might pop out once in a while. Maybe. If you glue it right, it won't. You can go over with some laminate again and seal it up even more if you want to be that kind of way. But no, you could be good to go. Put one on there. Now, if you're going to race with it at a real big competition, I don't know if you put a nose piece on there. It depends because that's more weight. It's up to you. Some people just stick them right here. I think Tito just put out a video on his TVRC. Or, I think a video and a picture of it, of their spec wing. And he just put a little cam right here and stuck it right here. No nose piece. And that's fine if you're going to compete. I totally understand that. If you're going to use it as a daily, protect it. It does cost money, so put a nose piece in there. TPU mount where it gives a little bit. There's a ton of people that make them. Get one. They're not expensive, and you'll save yourself some money. I think that's pretty much it, right? Yeah, cool. I don't really think there's much more to go over on this build. Not that complicated. You're going to throw little buttons here. What do you need, son, bro? Speaking of the microphone. What's that? What do you want?
Some catnip.
Oh, you talking to Vicky. You're not even talking to me.
No.
Oh, yeah. Stupid me. What was I thinking? Let's see. Let me give a shout out to the guys at RC Scrap Pile doing their podcast. It was really cool. It was a lot of fun. So if you want to check them out, please do. You can get them on Spotify, and I think you can get them on iTunes too, I believe. So it's a very simple podcast. Great bunch of couple guys. They're into 3D flying and big fixed wing, RC, LOS kind of stuff. And they're starting to venture out and broaden their horizons, and they're trying to they're getting into FPV and stuff. So be sure to check out that show that we just did last night on Monday. I'll get you more of the details if you're watching the show tomorrow night, our show, at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here where all the shenanigans will happen. And we'll talk about the show. We'll give you more details, exactly where to go, and all that good stuff. But I'm trying to find if there's any chatting. There probably isn't, but you guys were chatting a little while ago. Yeah, you are. Got a whole bunch, so hold on. Time out. Let me read. Casey, which is one of the gentlemen who actually interviewed me last night. It was great. We had a wonderful time. We're going to be going to Joel Null 2021 if they have it. Let's see. Look at, holy shit, there. Look what blew in like Mary Poppins. It's Jorge. I swear. This man, I'm telling you right now, he's saying to get back into flying. That means there's going to be a sale. Christmas time. He's probably long gone by now. But anyways, give a shout out. Hey, what's up, Rue? Here's my buddy Rue right there. It's my flying companion. So I'm reading all your texts, probably a little too late. Like some carnage. Let's see, bro. Fly these, I don't know, issues. What are we waiting on? Christmas? Oh, let's check him out. He's back, and now he's back. KC looked like Clint, blah, blah, blah. Nice and solid looking. Yes, got to risk it for the biscuit. Says KC. If the motors work as good as they look, it should be good. Good info, man. Got to go work. Catch you all in the next one. Cool. Those who are watching this in the future, yeah, I was reading the chats. So hopefully these builds are helping somebody out along the way. Maybe you're catching a little bit of info, and that's the main thing. I'm not one to sit here and have someone micromanage me as I do a whole damn build from beginning to end. I'm not into that. I'm in to give you guys, best education I can, info I can, quick and easy, and let you go at it, The best way to learn in my eyes is the way I used to teach and coach athletes, which is I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to teach you, and then you're going to do it. And you're going to do it on your own, and you're going to learn from your mistakes. You're going to go in a game, and you're going to figure it out. You're going to, that's where you learn, and you hone your skill by trial and error. It really is. So the beginning when I started building all this stuff, I still have them hanging on the wall. They look like dog shit. And you see what happens when I end up flying them forever. They look like dog shit too, but they're worth it. That's why, I keep saying I love this frame so much, and just because look at the one I just showed you a minute ago. That thing is horrid compared to this. One day this was competing in a major event, and it was beautiful, and it was awesome, and it flew fantastic, but you have one of these, and it starts to fail, break and whatnot. You're like, I got to fly more of that. So you keep fixing it. So anyways, good ramble on. I'm going to go ahead and head out because I got to go take care of some chopping. I'm going to be an arborist now for a day. Got to chop up a tree. Yay. Yay is me. But anyways, I hope this helped you guys out, and be sure to check out tomorrow night's show. Okay, hit this. There we go. Tomorrow night, we'll be on the Drone Hangar on our own channel. It's over on YouTube. Go over there. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. Myself, One Man Party Marty, Rotor Ranch, Abba, Miss Benedito, FPV, and of course, Beehive Brian. We'll all be there. It's a great, fun time. We talk about things, everything drone related. Okay? Anything. As long as it's drone related. And we talk about other stuff too. But we have a great time. So hopefully you tune into that and come on over tomorrow night. We look forward to it. And awesome. Real quick before it's cut off, my next build series will be on the RiteSpec. And I know some people do want to see that one for sure. Super Spec. Super Spec. Applause there. the basically the souped up version of this, if you will, with the vert stabs and everything, and it's a great one. And this one's made of the Drac foam, which is phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. Those things are awesome. So we're going to do that build. That will be the next one I do. I'll probably start that on Monday or Tuesday of next week. But it will be next week at some point. So one more to get through. I'll just keep going until I decide I'm just done doing builds for a while. And that'll be for like 6 months or longer. So, okay, that's it. Cool. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And like I always say, until next time, go get you some of that. Be safe to one another. Love you all. I'm out.